What's up, everybody?
Hello. Good to see y'all again.
After the new year.
Yes, our crazy per the usual New Year. Oh, I can't be doing that. Every time I need to just start with my hand up here. It's like third time in a row it's done that to me. I'm just gonna preemptively just leave my hand here.
Every time. Or 70% of the time, all the time.
Yeah, right. It's like a cologne of a certain from a certain movie.
Sex Panther.
Yeah.
Mr. Burgundy, you have a massive erection. It's the illusion. It's an illusion of the pants.
I want all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Oh man, that teleprompter scene gets me every time, though.
Yeah, I'm
Ron Burgundy. All right, who messes with this teleprompter?
You know he'll say anything you put on there. God, I love that movie so much. It's one of the best comedies of all time, by far.
That was a good one. It reminds me of a joke I saw once. This was back when Obama was president. It was a comic strip, like a comic cartoon, of him standing at a urinal with pee running down the inside of his leg. And the comment was, and then he's staring at a teleprompter above the urinal. And it says, approach urinal, pee, unzip, rezip. And the comment was, oh, someone screwed with his teleprompter again. Oh, I need to find that.
You should find that for next time, for sure. For sure. But what's up? What's been up with you for the last week?
Oh, for the last week? Well, let's see. I got home after my nice long 9-day Christmas break.
Okay.
And got right to work, working 6 days straight to cover for the people who were off on New Year's. So I rung in the New Year's sitting up at the desk.
Nice.
My blotter, I watched my blotter switch from December 31st, 2022 to January 1, 2023.
Did you make all the errors of accidentally putting 2022 on your Januaries?
No.
Nice. No. Good man. Did any of your patrolman come back with a ticket that said 2022 on it?
No, and in fact, nobody wrote any tickets that night. I was actually really surprised. That's
super surprising.
I can say it now because it's done with, but it was quiet. It was a quiet night, and I absolutely hate saying the Q word especially if I'm at work, and especially if I'm up at the desk. It is a death wish.
God, I've talked about it being quiet before. I remember, without going into too much detail about my not such stuff, but I remember I woke up one day, I was like, man, it's so quiet. And then we got like emergency maintenance for like 6 places. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? And there was like a random DV visit that day to my facility. I was like, what the fuck? I just had to open my fucking mouth. I sat down and
had to open your mouth.
My big old burrito. About to watch some ESPN.
Those math burritos or something else.
Maybe write an EPR or something. I don't know. Fuck no.
Yeah, so there's a few things that us controllers or desk sergeant, depending on how you want to talk to them about it or how you want to refer to them as, we're very suspicious. Or not suspicious. What's the word I'm looking for?
Seditious? That's not it either.
I want to say superfluous, but I know that's not it either. Superstitious. That's the word I'm looking for.
Fuck yeah.
We are very superstitious about certain things happening. For example, when I was deployed, remember me telling you I ran into some of my old buddies from Minot, from the Minot Guard, and they still carry the superstition with them about opening up a can of Dr. Pepper on the desk. Do you remember this one?
I had heard about it. I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was even the guard that told me about it.
It was very much a 91st thing.
It might have been another controller.
If a controller opened up a Dr. Pepper while working the desk, all hell was breaking loose.
Yeah.
And I remember Sergeant Pauling. You remember Sergeant Pauling? Super cool guy, height, blonde hair, comb over glasses, kind of soft spoken, but he really knew what he was doing.
No, I don't.
Anyway, I remember we were all on the desk. So when I was deployed, we had the BDOT controller sitting right next to the alarm monitor, which is what I did, the TAS operator. And then right next to them were the two Medusa operators, the counter UAV guys.
Okay.
Or counter SUAS, small unmanned aerial devices, services, or something like that. Anyway, counter drone operators.
Small unmanned aerial
system.
Yeah.
System. There you go. Anyway,
so
there's four of us. So there's four of us in this office. And I don't remember exactly what happened. I think we had like a few alarms and then maybe like a patrol response and something like that. And Sergeant Pauling made the comment, "Damn, who opened up a Dr. Pepper?" And the the controller at the time made a joke. "Oh, I did." Like just kind of sarcastically. But Sergeant Pauling took this shit so seriously, he had to stop everything we were doing, and all four of us looked because he thought, hey, maybe someone brought one in here and hit it, because we got senior leadership walking in all the time. But no, we tore that office apart for like 10 minutes looking for a Dr. Pepper that didn't end up being there.
That didn't exist.
Not that we found.
He's like, I'm not trying to get fucked today.
That's how seriously. And then at McConnell, where I'm at now, one of our DAF officers, Sergeant Booth, we forbid him from eating anything during his shift. Like,
I don't think you can do that to a civilian. I think that's illegal.
We joke that every time he eats anything, especially Subway, something will happen, a medical emergency or some massive alarm failure or an in-flight emergency, because it happened like 7 times in a row.
Holy shit. That guy's got some bad luck.
It was bad. Yeah, like it's a squadron-wide joke now that the superstition involving Officer Booth and him eating food shit's gonna happen. The other thing is mentioning the Q word and jinxing it.
Q word.
Quiet.
Oh, yes. that makes sense.
Yeah. Like if the flight chief comes up in the middle of the night, asks to do like a post check or something like that. Hey, how y'all doing tonight? And if God forbid, if one of y'all says, "Oh, it's pretty quiet right now,"
automatically. Not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long, fuckers.
The last time someone uttered those words, there was a Cub Scout troop that was having a big camp out on base.
Mm-hmm.
That night, it was during the afternoon. They shot off rockets, homemade rockets, which is against base policy, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure probably some law.
And they started a grass fire. They burnt like a 50-foot by 20-foot, no, 50-yard by 20-yard swatch of grass up by our training area.
How the fuck?
It was hilarious.
So I'm taking they're not allowed back.
I doubt it. I don't know. We were darn near certain that they were going to get kicked out, but
fuck yeah.
They didn't. They probably should have been, but they didn't. It ended up being kind of a non-event.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny though, because the area of grass that was burned wouldn't have gone anywhere else because it was being surrounded by gravel road. Like it was perfectly surrounded by gravel road. So unless high winds kicked up and carried some massive ember over there and started fire somewhere else, it was already going to be pretty well contained.
If that shit was in California, half of California would have burned down. You see someone toss a cigarette out the side of the highway, you're like, oh, fuck. Forest fire. Smokey the Bears would be pissed.
I wouldn't be surprised if Newsom decided to just make some weird statement saying that everybody has to start carrying a fire extinguisher in their trunk or some shit like that.
Honestly, that would make more sense than anything else he's ever said. That'd be the most sense he's made in his entire life. Him and his aunt.
Yeah, right. Well, cheers, Jones. Cheers to episode 10.
Cheers to
Holy
episode
shit.
10.
Did you think we were going to do that?
No, honestly. I didn't know if we were going to... This has been like, what, 4 or 5 months now?
Yeah.
I think.
I'll have to go back. You know what? Let me look. Let me look here on YouTube.
It's been a while. Our
first one was posted...
Because this is 10 weeks of content, but we took A couple breaks in between, like maybe 3, right? Time. 3 weeks off.
Let's see. Well, podcast number 2. Oh, never mind. Yeah, podcast number 2 was 2 months ago.
Okay, so 2.
So about that doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right at all.
Uploaded onto. Let me try that again.
I think I might have loaded that one up.
Episode 1, 2 months ago. That's what YouTube says anyway.
Huh. Well, this also should be episode 11, but the first podcast we ever did.
That's right. We
didn't record, right?
And that was a great. We need.
That was a really good one.
Debate.
What was it?
Really good debate. It was best decade for rock music.
That was a good debate.
That was a really good one. We need to rehash that one.
We should. We should do it. Maybe.
That is unless you want to lose again.
Oh no! Unless you want. You think that the 80s is better than the fucking 90s? Oh
yes!
God. The 90s is the best.
I do.
For all music in general, even jazz. 90s was a fucking solid fucking decade. I mean, no, honestly, yeah, it is. The Kenny G's came out there. A lot of guys came out. Yeah. Came out kind of in the 80s too.
Oh, okay. Speaking of music, did you ever look up that song by Polyphia that I told you about?
You remember I knew it.
You said you thought you did.
So I did. I ended up knowing it.
Okay, you did. God, so I discovered those guys. And I haven't stopped listening to them.
A lot of their music's really good.
Really good. Oh my God.
And they did something with Steve Vai, and Steve Vai's the fucking
that's the song.
Man.
That's the song I wanted you to check out. It's called Ego Death.
Yes, it was awesome. You can definitely.
That song hits so hard.
You can hear when Steve Vai's playing.
Oh,
there's them, and then there's Steve Vai. It's like they're playing like really good and they're awesome, and then Steve Vai comes in, and you're like, holy fuck, that's a musical genius. You know who's
that first riff where he comes in after they've been jamming for a second, and the bass hits. And then everyone kind of backs off, and then suddenly you hear these Steve Vai riffs coming through.
Oh,
like, oh my God!
I saw him in concert when I was like, had to have been 16 or 15 with my dad.
Oh, really?
And his best friend and my best friend growing up, one of my best friends growing up. But do you know who taught him?
Pertucci? Not Pertucci. It's your other guy, Satriani.
Joe Satriani. Yeah. He's his fucking mentor.
Your other boy.
So, in this order, greatest guitar players to ever live.
Hold on, save that for a top 5.
Okay. Well, I'm going to destroy on that one because it's...
Speaking of which, okay, hey, there's a perfect segue. We are introducing a new segment this week. Something we kind of stumbled on. You stumbled across it on TikTok, didn't you?
Instagram, but basically the same fucking thing nowadays.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna do a top 5. It's our own personal top 5s of any given category, like top 5 80s rock bands, or top 5 shoe brands, or top 5 whatever. And we're creating our own lists and we're comparing them against each other.
And there'll probably be a little bit banter back and forth, I would assume.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely some smack talk.
Entirety of this podcast.
Oh yeah, and speaking of the podcast, the rest of it, for those of you who have seen a couple of our episodes before, you know that we have our daily topics list here on the screen. That's kind of the itinerary that we follow. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, or maybe checking us out for the first time, that's basically the way this podcast works. We follow this itinerary. We play a couple games, we do a couple of these segments, and then we end with a You Laugh, You Lose YouTube challenge. What I'll do then is I will explain the games as we do them. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who do know, you're going to hear me give my same spiel that I always give. So,
but it's a good refresher because I don't know, maybe in the next couple months, one of these might be an actual game you can play. So,
yes,
listen and learn, motherfuckers.
Yes, do your research here.
Do your research. To all those,
I am already a little tipsy.
To all those listeners out there, just know that we're on Spotify. We're on basically everything other than Apple Music because I can't fucking figure it out. Big Daddy Apple hates me. So,
Somewhere
I'm
Steve
sorry.
Jobs is laughing at us.
But go follow our Twitch. Go follow our YouTube. It's all Doublefeed Podcast. Go follow Samsung Podcast.
Padcast.
Samsung Podcast.
From the deep south suddenly.
Pandora. Oh, dude, for real. Pandora, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, Podvine, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. So just go follow. Tell your friends to follow. Because the more people will listen, the more people get to laugh. The more people get to laugh, the more people are happy.
Darn right. Laughter is the best medicine.
Yes. Now, before we get into a ton of verbal debate
and laughter
for all of our laughter for all our topics,
and a fair amount of stupidity as well.
Why don't we hit
lots
that?
Of tomfoolery, some bullshittery, some what are some of the other words? Some hooliganisms.
What did two white people say? This stuff.
Yeah.
If you're listening, you go, I wonder what ethnicity they are. Well, you just found out. Hooliganism.
Oh, hey Jones, your background looks a little different too.
It does. I cleaned out my closet Eminem style, without the dead bodies and motherly issues for the most part. No, I'm just kidding. But I've got a couple signs in the back now.
Y'all heard it here first, folks. Jones is back in the closet.
I'm back in the closet. I came out, didn't like it. Now I'm back. And I got the sign that O'Leary gave me. I saw shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. I've got some Disturbed album cover there. I've got some Mish gummies. I've got a Christmas cup and some other stuff. But all of this will be for our You Laugh, You Lose
signage.
Losing signage. So, and I owe,
for example,
O'Leary.
Where's that? There. Yeah.
I owe O'Leary one of those for sure. Now, we're going to have to figure out, I don't remember who won last week. To be honest with you, I might have lost. I have no fucking idea. But
no, I'm pretty sure I lost.
All right, so I owe O'Leary 2 signs.
Yeah. Yeah, so my massive amount of wall space behind my head here will eventually have more of these awkward, funny signs. And Jones, you better hope you win this week because I've got a sign prep for you.
Oh, yeah. Are we going anime titties yet?
Yeah.
Don't send me something I'm going to like.
Shit, you're going to hang that above your bed. I was gonna say, anime titty girl might be hung up on your ceiling above your bed.
Jones, why have you been so quiet the past couple minutes? No, why have you been so quiet the past 30 seconds?
Suddenly your screen goes white.
Oh, no.
Okay. No, we're moving on.
All right, so let's go into that new word association game.
Oh,
that we
that's
were gonna
right.
do.
Yeah.
Because I've got 3 hours of sleep and I'm chugging a Red Bull to keep up.
Funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah, so last week I introduced a new word association game that we kind of played just to kind of get the wheels spinning. Originally what we had been doing is we'd been playing a name game, which, by the way, is great for road trips. If you're just bored out of your mind and need something to keep you occupied, it's probably better than 20 questions. The way the original game worked is it's played with the names of celebrities. So sports figures, musicians, actors, actresses, public figures, whatever. One person would say the name, like Boris Johnson or something like that. And then the next person would have to say a name whose first initial is the last initial of the guy that I just said. And you go back and forth until somebody can't figure it out. We got to the point where we pretty much exhausted all of our categories, I think.
It's hard. I don't give a shit about people, so it's really hard for me to name names.
Yeah, if you're playing with a misanthrope.
Unless misanthrope. Unless it's about sports, then I'm good. That's about it, though.
Right. So we decided. I had another game kind of stored on the back burners, way back there somewhere. Excuse me. That beer's making it. There it goes. That beer's making itself known.
Echo,
what's up,
my
Echo?
guy.
Welcome.
I can love misanthropy.
Anyway, so this new game is called Makes Me Think Of. So we'll start with a given topic like candles, something innocuous. And then I will say candles makes me think of this, which makes me think of something related, which makes me think of something related, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a stream of consciousness exercise that kind of just, gets your brain flowing a little bit. So then my last item that it makes me think of is Jones's first item. So then we just kind of go back and forth for a couple of iterations.
Which would then make me think of something.
Exactly. So I think I went first last time, Jones, because I introduced the game. So for you, your first one will be cows.
Cows make me think of chickens. Chickens make me think of eggs. I gotta do one more, right?
Yeah, one more, 3. Yeah.
Eggs make me think of cholesterol.
Cholesterol makes me think of obesity. Obesity makes me think of dieting, and dieting makes me think of working out.
I thought you were going to say eggs again. Working out makes me think of bench press. Bench press makes me think of leg day. Leg day makes me think of depression.
Depression makes me think of antidepressants. Antidepressants makes me think of big pharma, and big pharma just makes me angry.
Yeah, anger makes me think of politics. Politics make me think of America. America makes me think of freedom.
Freedom makes me think of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment makes me think of shooting guns, and shooting guns makes me think of the smell of gunpowder. Great smell.
The smell of gunpowder makes me think of hunting. Hunting makes me think of deer.
Yeah.
Deer makes me think of venison sausage.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Okay. Venison sausage makes me think of bread and fried backstrap. Bread and fried backstrap makes me think of my uncle's farm, and my uncle's farm makes me think of big family get-togethers.
Ooh, big family get-togethers make me think of holidays. Holidays make me think of New Year's, and New Year's makes me think of chips.
Wow. Okay. How's that for a segue?
I fucking did it, boys.
His first good segue ever.
I have some gems every once in a while. I got a fucking layup there.
That's a slam dunk, dude. All right, so we're gonna use that as our segue into our first real segment, which is our new segment, which is top 5. For this first initial week, we are going to do our picks for our top 5 chips.
Yes, and we'll just go. You'll do
chips.
one, I'll do one. You'll do one, I'll do one. We'll just go down the list all the way to 5, and then do a little banter.
All right, are you ready to type?
I am ready. What do you want?
All righty, for my chip number 1, this is my favorite chip.
Okay.
It's the Lay's Sweet Southern Heat Barbecue. I discovered these
I'm gonna do it like that.
Back in the fall of 2014, back when I was doing construction with my uncle. This was right before I shipped off to basic. And when I say I went through 2 bags a week, I'm not exaggerating. A week. Seriously. On our breaks.
You probably didn't gain a pound.
Yeah.
Because you're doing construction, right?
I probably did. Oh, God, they're so good, though. Yeah. So we had 3 breaks a day that included lunch.
Okay.
And I would go through a third to half a bag throughout the course of like a day because they're so addicting. I don't know what it is about that barbecue. Now, this isn't the traditional barbecue flavor. Those are just meh.
Right? Really?
These are specifically Sweet Southern Heat Barbecue.
I don't know if I've had those ones before, honestly.
Oh my God, dude. They're so good, dude.
I'm going to have to check those out.
You have to check those out because I love chips as much as the next guy. And it was a no-brainer which one I was going to throw up there at the top.
You know, me too.
No.
And I'm going with a fan favorite.
Aha.
Cool Ranch fucking Doritos, dude.
Yeah,
I love Cool Ranch
that
Doritos. They're the
that makes
shit.
sense.
They're so good. They're,
So
the
I
taste and the flavor palette on a Cool Ranch Dorito is the perfect chip. It's the perfect chip. Even like in the bottom of the bag usually you get crumpled up chips. That's okay. In a
those
Cool
are
Ranch, they're
you shake
delicious.
those into your mouth later.
Fuck yeah. And it's got one of my favorite flavors of all time of anything. Ranch.
Ranch, yeah. So I think that's why I don't like them.
You don't like
Because
them?
that ranch, I don't, and I think it's because of the ranch flavoring.
And you're a fucking communist. That's why. Like
Is that your
America or
go-to
apple
insult?
pie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, moving on. All right, here's my next favorite chip. This is one of my road trip go-tos. Spicy hot Cheetos.
God about those.
Yeah.
You know what those are really good in?
Funny enough, I have gotten to the point now where I can't eat regular Cheetos anymore. They just taste weird now. For me, it's got to be the spicy hots.
Have you had them with mild Tostitos nacho cheese?
No.
Holy
I have not tried
fuck,
that.
it will change your life.
It
I
will.
learned that from a kid in college. His name was RJ. He was a kid from like inner city Chicago, but he was like the nicest dude of all time. But he would walk around. I'd walk around with a bag of Doritos, right, to all the parties, and then but he would come and we were in the dorms. He would walk around and he'd have his Tostitos mild. He might have put hot, but I believe it was mild nacho cheese, and then
the queso dip, right?
Oh, the queso dip. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The yellow one though.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
Not queso blanco. Regular yellow queso.
Correct. And he would with the flaming hot Cheetos. Those bitches were so good. I can't even debate that one.
What do you think, Echo? You tried that yet? You tried spicy hot Cheetos with queso? Let us know. All right, what's your number 2?
While he's doing that, I had the old copy going on because, I do all the technical stuff for us.
Fritos, huh?
But a specific,
Ooh.
a specific Frito that is it might be my favorite. Almost. It's tied.
Honey BBB.
Honey BBB. Honey BBB.
I really like honey barbecue and honey mustard and basically honey anything.
Oh god, dude, so if you go to the store, like the 7-Eleven or gas station or anything, they're the one that's the twists. Okay. Right? And they're in they're never in a big bag. They're in like a small bag about yay big.
Right.
And they're the best fucking chips of all time. Like it was a toss up for me between those and Cool Ranch Doritos.
Really?
And I love ranch.
Yeah. That's probably why it
But those honey barbecue, it's so savory and so delicious. Oh, plus Fritos are good just in general. So you got like that saltiness of a Frito plus the barbecue. Oh, fuck.
They look like the one drawback with Fritos though is they look like overgrown toenails.
Oh yeah, you're right. These don't look like overgrown toenails.
Speaking of which, okay, I have a story to tell. And this is a story of my grandma. My grandma's got stories out the yin yang because she's traveled all over the world teaching parish nursing classes, working in hospitals and whatever. Every summer, she used to go to Mexico, down like Mexico City and stuff like that. She would work in the hospitals, and she would always bring a team down with her from like the Methodist hospital or the university hospitals. So these are new nurses and young residency doctors and stuff like that. She would bring a team down, and they would work in Mexico City, and they would see everything down there. Right. Mm-hmm. Real good hands-on work. Anyway, my grandma is a notorious prankster. And one of her favorite pranks that she would play on new doctors is she would give them a bag of Fritos. Right? The chips.
Okay.
However, here's the catch. She would open up the bag very carefully from the bottom, eat all the chips, and fill the bag refill the bag with amputated toes.
Oh, that's fucking disgusting.
Now, obviously, they've been sanitized and cleaned and everything.
That does not matter at all. Your grandma might have been a serial killer.
She would give them a bag of free toes.
Did grandma get those from her victims?
No, so
that's some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. I'm sorry.
Birth defects are a very common thing there, and one of the most common defects that they see is extra fingers and toes. So surgical amputations are very common, apparently. Ugh. Or at least they were 20, 30, 40 years ago when my grandma was doing this.
Oh, feet are so gross, dude. Feet are the worst.
I know you love feet.
Oh,
anyway, moving on.
There's that one doctor that's fucking nibbling on the nose in secret.
No.
It's the foot fetish guy.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
It's so gross.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue to another prank that my grandma used to do whenever she was in the Middle East. In the Middle East,
chop people's fingers off for fun?
No. At least back then, back when she was doing this was all pre 9/11, right? M&Ms all came as one color, and they were just brown, just basic brown, right?
Okay,
no
so
colors.
Shit in the bag.
Just brown.
And
no.
Oh,
you're close though.
Oh, I don't want to be. I don't want to be close.
No, so
it's supposed to be a joke, not true.
M&Ms over there were the exact same size, shape, and weight as goat turds.
Oh,
little goat turd pellets.
I agree with what Echo said. He said, with all due respect, I'd have to fight your grandma. If your grandma gave me a bag of fucking toes and goat turds, I don't hit women, but
yeah.
I might choke a bitch out.
She also used to send the new nurses in the middle of surgery. She would send them to supply for a fallopian tube.
Apply for a fallopian tube?
No, to supply. She'd send them to supply to pick up a fallopian tube.
Did they have fallopian tubes in supply?
Do you not know what a fallopian tube is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Well, with her putting toes in a fucking Fritos bag, I don't know. Are they cutting out fallopian tubes and dressing them up as Barbies or some shit?
All right, my pick for number 3. Classic Doritos.
Like the old school 1970s when they first came out Doritos? Or Doritos nacho cheese?
Nacho Doritos.
Nacho cheese.
Yeah, which really is the standard at this point, isn't
because there's two. There's nacho, which is the original Dorito, that came out like the 70s or something, which I didn't know was a thing until a couple days ago, and those are fucking delicious.
Yeah, so
not as good as nacho cheese.
The regular nacho cheese Doritos, those are the best.
So
good.
I'm going to. It's not my third one.
Oh, you're stealing it, huh? Okay.
No, I had this down, but it was my fourth one was nacho cheese Doritos.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so you go ahead and do number 3 then.
So
and then I'll do my 4 and 5.
What you hate is what I love.
Apparently. We got some other ranch flavored crap for number 3?
No, it's the OG, not lean.
Okay.
The OG Lay's barbecue, dude. It was a toss up between this and sour cream and onion.
Oh.
It was, but growing up on this, like growing up, you could get parents would get 2 for $1 bags back in the day, of Lay's chips, or maybe 2 for $3 or something. But we'd have Lay's barbecue chips. Those are my dad's favorite, and for a while at least. And man, were they fucking good on a summer day when you're camping. Oh
yeah, don't get me wrong, they're good, but they will get bumped off that list as soon as you try the sweet Southern Heat barbecue. It just takes that flavor to a whole nother level, dude.
Maybe. Let's see.
Yeah. All right, my number 4. The Game Day Goat goes good with salsa, queso, chili.
Is it that?
Yes, you knew exactly what I was doing.
Tostitos.
Regular Tostitos, man.
Are they the regular ones or the scoops or what are they? Just regular plain old Tostitos?
They're all the same. They're all the same texture, flavor.
The shape makes a difference.
Okay, then if I have to decide, Tostitos Minis.
I've never had those. What's a mini?
Really?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Just the smaller circles. So regular Tostitos, they're like
Yep.
that big, right? They're just minis. They're little bite-sized ones.
I love the scoops. I don't know why I love the scoops, but
Scoops are nice.
it's a genius idea.
Yeah, it is a brilliant idea, but they all taste the same. So I just went with Tostitos, the game day goat.
They are
So
the game
then,
day goat.
since you went out of turn, I'm going to go do my number 5 then. Okay, so I have to caveat this one, and this is the only reason this one made the list. Ruffles, original, but here's the caveat though. You have to pair them with the French onion dip.
God,
now,
that just made me think of one that might be better than my 5th one.
Aha!
The Ruffles sour cream and onion. No, the Ruffles cheddar. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's when the Ruffles Ridges came out, right?
And sour cream, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, those were so good. But I do like those Ruffles, especially you pair them with dip.
Yeah, you have to pair them with the dip though, because I don't like Ruffles by themselves. But growing up, so we have in Iowa, there's the Anderson Erickson Dairy, which is super famous in Iowa. Like every store all over the state carries Anderson Erickson Dairy products. Okay. My mom actually used to work there when she was in high school. But anyway, the AE brand sour cream and onion dip paired with Ruffles Originals is the greatest thing. Like I can't eat those without thinking of summer barbecues with my family. You know what I mean?
They are good. They're perfectly salty too.
Yes.
Like I'm not a big like regular Lay's guy. Mm-hmm. Not a big fan. Ruffles regular though?
I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's because it's a sturdier, stiffer chip.
Yes.
Like you can send it into a dip and you don't have to worry about it snapping in half.
Dude, if you do that to a Lay's original, you just stick your thumb in. Oh, and you just scoop with your thumb and hoping some chip survives.
Otherwise, you got to send in the rescue chip after it. You know what I mean?
The Ruffles. You send in the Ruffles to
exactly.
to rescue the Lay's chip. All right.
So that's my top 5 right there.
My 5th is a specific brand of corn chip.
Okay. Santitas. Okay.
Santitas. So if you Google it, it's the one with the like the Latina lady on there with the corn basket. She's in like a nice white outfit.
Yeah.
This is me just growing up, a little poor. They always have like the $1, like the big thing on the bag that says $1 or something for the whole bag of chips. But they're the best fucking corn chips.
Are they the big old cantina style? Like they're in a giant triangle?
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about. They're the best to put with nachos. They're great with salsa. They're great alone. The corn chips like perfect. Like they're perfectly like greasy when you eat them. Oh, they're so fucking good. I'm getting hungry.
But they're number 5 though.
Yeah, but like nacho cheese Doritos, barbecue chips, honey barbecue, and Doritos. There was a couple on here. The Pringles sour cream and onion.
Ooh, Pringles
honorable mention. For sure.
The reason that Pringles didn't get up there for me was because I didn't want to have 2 barbecue flavored chips.
Their barbecue is good too, yeah.
Yeah. But then, so my personal beef with their barbecue is the flavor distribution on the chips. Sucks.
The outside will have a bunch, and then the middle will have nothing. And then you'll like towards the middle of the pack, there'll be like nothing on the chip, and the bottom, they're great.
It looks like they look like they've been haphazardly spray painted with a flavor something. Like, yeah. And plus, who wants to try and reach their hand down that tube that you can't fit your hand in just to get the one at the bottom?
You tilt like this if it's at the
bottom. And then you get crumbs everywhere. Like you trust anybody under 10 years of age to do that and not make a mess.
They're the only ones that got pizza chips correct though. They're the only ones by far. And they also got. They're not chips. Those are crackers.
They're pretzels.
Pretzels, so Yeah.
Combo's pizza flavor.
Fuck, dude.
You remember
Combo's
that?
pizza flavor is the shit. We would
fight over those if we found those in our MREs.
Hell yeah, dude. I remember I used to go out, I would get that, and I would get a tall brisk strawberry watermelon. Had like 95 grams of sugar in it. In a bag of pizza combos. Yeah. Bring that home. Game for the night.
Combos were we were up in Minot, and I would make that 12-hour road trip to go home.
Oh yeah.
That pizza combos were my go-to back then.
That's still my go-to like road trip. Now they do have these spicy honey mustard ones. Now they're so fucking good, dude. I love pizza combos. They're the GOAT. But those spicy honey mustard ones, oh fuck, they're so good.
Maybe next week we should do top 5 like pretzel and cracker flavors or something like that.
I could do that because there's actually a lot. Like Ritz has some good flavors. Triscuits has like one good flavor. Nothing for the top 5, but but anyways, so I think we
top 5. This is kind of fun.
We actually agreed less than I thought we would, which was surprising.
Yeah, the only thing that we agreed on was
OG Doritos.
Nacho cheese Doritos. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Echo said Pringles salt and vinegar.
No.
Echo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Echo. I love you, man. I love you, but
I love you too, but vinegar is god, vinegar makes me puke in my mouth. I think I shit and puke myself right there. Right? Unless it's your pasta salad. And there's a couple other things you can cook with vinegar in it, but like we used to go to the fair, and my dad hates vinegar too, but my family would go over and they'd pump vinegar on their fries, and it was like the most awful fucking smell, and it was so like sour when you ate it. It was disgusting. It ruined the fries. Vinegar ruins like 85% of shit.
Okay, I've got another story.
Agreeing on everything would be boring. You are right, Echo. And you know, that's okay, because you definitely, I'm sure, disagreed with a lot of our takes, because, you know, we don't always, we all have opinions, and that's the beautiful thing about being a person. And that's honestly the point of the show. We sit here and fucking debate the whole time, and we've been friends for 8 years.
Yeah, since 2015.
Yeah, we've had
February 15.
Heated arguments. Like, heated arguments. But then we just drink a beer and be friends still.
Speaking of which. But yeah, okay, so speaking of vinegar, I got another story for you. This is a story that my family tells about the night my mom accidentally tried to kill my little brother.
Let's accidentally tried to. So your grandma's chopping off toes and tossing them in Fritos bags, and your mom's accidentally trying to kill your little brother.
Okay, so here's the thing though.
This is
so my family eats lettuce, like
that kind of shit.
Like almost every meal growing up, we had either like a canned vegetable or a lettuce salad, right? And my mom had a homemade Italian salad dressing that she would make. It was vinegar, oil, and Italian seasonings. Super simple, right? Mix it in certain portions, shake it up. Great salad dressing, right? Our vinegar was in one of those giant gallon drums, or gallon buckets kind of deal, and it was stored under the sink. Everyone knew where it was, right? It was no secret. Well, this was a Wednesday night before we were going to church. And usually it's breakfast for dinner. Like we'll make pancakes before we go because it's super simple and we're trying to get out the door to get to church and whatever.
Giant family.
Yeah. So my mom decided we got a head of lettuce in there that needs to be eaten. We're out of salad dressing. Let me whip some up real quick. Right. Whipped it up. My little brother Aaron put some on his salad. Took a bite and he's like, "This doesn't taste right." Takes another bite. He's like, "This don't taste right. Like something's just really off about this."
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she's like, "What?" She takes the container, smells it, and goes, "Oh no!" Runs over to the sink, opens it up to confirm. The gallon of vinegar was sitting right next to a gallon of ammonia.
No.
No. Was it ammonia or bleach? One of the two. She accidentally made salad dressing with either ammonia or bleach instead of vinegar.
That's fucking hilarious. I was just watching a clip from Modern Family, and they did a spin on that because for the wife needing glasses, and he would put like his cereal next to like rat poison or something. He's like, "I'm dying. You gave me rat poison instead of cereal." That's fucking hilarious that you put ammonia in your fucking pastas. Holy shit!
Right in the salad dressing.
Echo.
Oh man.
There's a lot of good chips out there, honestly, Echo. The good thing about chips too is if you're at a party, and you bring something that you like, there's bound to be 3 to 4 other people at that party that like what you like. And there's bound to be like 9 bags of chips because it's the easiest thing for people to pick up. So you always have a good assortment.
Yeah. And if for some reason your food happens to be either poisoned or tainted with a poisonous substance, you might need to call in your local heroes to come save your life.
Oh, shit.
How's that for a segue?
What a fucking segue. I was clicking over to get ready for it. Shit. Okay, I guess we're both segueing nowadays.
We are bringing this segment back. This is our hero of the week, which we're doing. There we go again. This is Jonesy's segment where he picks up fire, police, EMS, military, some badass of the week, and we're going to talk about him. So hit it, baby.
So this week we've done military many a times. We've done cops many a times, especially for Michigan, because I don't know why, just heroic. This time we're out of New York. New York Fire Department.
At the NY.
At the NY. But these brave motherfuckers with their gigantic balls rescued a woman hanging out of her balcony 20 stories up by rappelling down the side of a apartment complex that was on fire, and grabbing her and bringing out. I want to name these guys, just to give them justice.
When did this happen?
This happened on November 5th of last year.
Okay.
Now last year, 2022. So a couple months ago.
Just a couple months ago.
Yeah. Which firefighters I always have tons of respect for. I'll run towards bullets any day because I have a gun. I am not running to a fucking building with fire. I'm sorry. That's a special kind of fucking crazy.
There's something else about searing heat and choking smoke and no visibility and.
Yeah, if I can't shoot it, no fucking thank you. That's what I think. So I have a massive amount of respect for firefighters.
I also don't have the lower body strength to do what these guys do.
No.
Carrying the amount of gear that they carry up flights of stairs, like. The gas tank alone, or the oxygen tank alone that they carry on their back is like, what, 15, 20 pounds?
Maybe more. I don't remember. I remember specifically, I'm going to get to these names, and then I'll talk about the story in Minot. But Darren Harsh, Adam Nordenschildt, Arthur Oski, and Belvin Corentang each received proclamations for their daring rope rescues November 5th during a blaze an apartment building in Manhattan.
Hell yeah.
Just some fucking heroes, man.
I salute you.
Me too.
Jones, can you back away from the mic like an inch or two? Because you're maxing out your volume there.
Oh, my bad. They get the big honus of the week. Now, in Minot, remember the rappel tower?
Yes.
So
that shit was fun.
It was fun. I love the rappel tower.
I preferred fast rope personally.
Really? I like the fast rope. It's quick and effective, and I enjoyed that. But do you remember to the left of it? This is in North Dakota. Everybody, if you're from there, you'll know exactly where it is.
But, off of Highway 5.
Off of Highway 5. But there's this semi underground room. With two attic, not attic. What are those cellar doors? The big cellar doors on it. And I remember one time we were out there, the fire department came out and was doing stuff, and what they would do for their training is they would They would light a fucking fire in there and send people in there and just lock them in. And I was like, wow. No fucking way. No
thanks.
Thank you.
I'm good. I
good.
will face down a machine gun nest any day before I do that.
Any traffic stop of anybody ever, please. Just fuck no. I'm not getting locked. Claustrophobia plus smoke inhalation.
I was gonna say
plus fire. Ugh. Good on them.
Yeah, good for those guys.
But you know what those firefighters did is made history. So now we're going to talk about a little bit of that.
I saw that coming a mile away, dude. Alrighty, so this is what we got for On This Day in History. We're going to backtrack a little bit starting January 1st. We're going to hit the first, I think just the first 3 days. So our featured event on January 1st, this is back in 2002. On this day in 2002, the euro, which was the monetary unit of the European Union, was introduced with the issuance of both currency and coins. And by March in 2002, it was the sole legal tender of the participating states. Now, that is, I think, now the bulk of European countries now use the euro as their denomination, but it was formally introduced back in 2002. Let's see. In 2011, the Oprah Winfrey Network, you say that 5 times in a row, debuted on television. This was her own network, not just her TV show, which had been going on for quite a while at that time. Let's see. In 1995, the World Trade Organization was formally established. January 1, 1995. Speaking of trade, in 1994, just a year earlier, NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, went into effect, eliminating most tariffs and other trade barriers on products and services passing between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So, making great strides towards free trade back in 94. Let's see. 1959, Fidel Castro successfully committed his coup in Cuba. 1959, which led to the massive Cuban embargoes, which is why we couldn't get like real Cuban cigars for the longest time. That embargo was just recently lifted, like within the last several years. But that started in 1959. 1953, American country and Western musical legend Hank Williams died. Yeah, one of the grandfathers of the country Western music genre. And one of the greatest genres ever, because it is literally and truly all American. One of the few genres that doesn't have some sort of outside influence. It is 100% an American genre. Let's see. Oh, Jones, you'll appreciate this one. January 1, 1902, the very first college football bowl game was held between Stanford and, do you know who, Jones?
Michigan?
Darn right. Because I said you'd like it. University of Michigan beat Stanford in what became known as the Rose Bowl. However, the game did not become an annual event until 1916, which is over a decade later, actually.
Peyton Manning he has a show called Peyton's Places, and he did an episode on that, which was
cool.
a pretty cool step back in time.
That is pretty cool. But yeah, so in the very first bowl game in 1902, Michigan defeated Stanford in what would become known as the Rose Bowl. Let's go back a little bit further past the turn of the century. 1895. The U.S. government official J. Edgar Hoover stood up what is now... Jones, do you know?
J. Edgar Hoover stood up what?
He created a government entity, a bureau, as it were.
The FBI?
The FBI, darn right. Oh, sorry, I take that back. In 1895, that's when he was born. J. Edgar Hoover was born January 1, 1895. He eventually started and directed the FBI from 1924 to 1972. Speaking of government, 1863. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued by U.S. President Abraham Lincoln. That was a proclamation which it freed enslaved people in the Confederacy, which were the states in rebellion against the Union during the American Civil War. Um, and on that note, 65 years earlier, in 1808, the United States made slave trade illegal as part of the, quote, act prohibiting the importation of slaves. Obviously, that was a big hit. Yeah, because it wasn't until 60 some odd years later that he had to release the Emancipation Proclamation. So obviously the act in 1808 had little to no effect on the slave trade in America at that time. But in 1808, the U.S. government attempted, at least, to make slavery illegal.
I had no idea that happened.
I didn't either. You remember me randomly saying, "Oh, that's interesting." Yeah. Here we go. 1804, Haiti declared its independence from France. Funny enough, I expected it to be Britain. Funny side note, Independence Day from Britain is a holiday celebrated around the world on average once every 7 days.
Wow.
Something to think about.
That used to be good.
Let's go back even further. 1735. The horseback riding folk hero of the American Revolution. Jones, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the British are coming. The British are coming.
We just went over this last week in our or a couple weeks ago in our name game.
Yeah, that's right.
And I couldn't think of his name, Paul Revere.
I made fun of you for that one. I know that now. Yeah, the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. But on this day, or last week, January 1, 1735, Paul Revere was born. All right, that is it for January 1. Moving on to on this day in January 2. Featured event, 1492, Grenada, which is an island in the Mediterranean off the coast of Spain, was reclaimed from the Moors, who were the invading North African Muslims. There's a really cool history behind this. The Moorish invasion of Spain, which spawned the legend of the great Spanish hero El Cid Campeador. I believe there's a Netflix movie out there about him, but some really cool history involving this. But on this day, January 2nd, 1492, Granada was reclaimed by the Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella, King and Queen of Spain. Let's see. Moving on. On this day in 2004, NASA's spacecraft Stardust collected dust grains from the comet Wild 2, and the cometary material was later revealed to contain the amino acid glycine, an essential building block for life. So there may be life out there in space somewhere, as evidenced by that protein on a random comet. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. 1967. Former President Ronald Reagan, who previously worked as an actor. I didn't know that, but on this day in 1967, he was sworn in as governor of California. And I need to look up how long he was a governor before he became president. That'd be something. Yeah, that'd be interesting to check out. Let's see what else we got. That is
4 years.
That's 4 years. Okay.
Wait, no. The first beginning 1967 to 71. He left office in 75. Declined to run for a third term. So 8 years.
Okay.
33rd governor of California.
May you rest in peace. All right. Moving on to January 3rd. This is a big one for those of us who are religious. 1521. Pope Leo X excommunicated Martin Luther, the German priest, from the Roman Catholic practice for initiating the first Protestant Revolution. Or Reformation, rather. Sorry, the Protestant Reformation. Reformation Sunday is a big deal within the Protestant, quote unquote, Protestant denominations of Christianity. So your Baptists, your Lutherans, any sort of Reformed church that preaches Reformed theology, Reformation Sunday, which was kicked off by Martin Luther back in the 1500s, is a really big deal. So this is kind of a really cool one. On this day, January 3rd. Now, obviously, this isn't the day where Martin Luther famously put up his 95 Theses. This was the day that he was officially excommunicated from the Catholic Church as a result of those acts. So, something to keep in mind. Let's see. More events on this day. What else we got? Oh, something else from NASA. NASA's Mars exploration rover. This is 2004, by the way. Mars exploration rover Spirit landed on Mars to study the chemical and physical composition of the planet's surface. I think... Was the exploration rover Spirit the first rover we put on Mars? I can't remember.
I honestly cannot remember.
Anyway. 2001. Oh, this is rough. Hillary Clinton was sworn in as a U.S. Senator from New York, having become the first lady in U.S. history to win elective office. And the country has been in a downward spiral ever since.
And people end up suiciding themselves. It's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
Suiciding by 2 gunshots to the back of the head.
And accidentally hanging.
Oh yeah, lots of accidental hangings.
Anyways, it was Pathfinder was the first one.
Oh, Pathfinder was first?
Pathfinder, okay. yeah. So we don't get suicided by the Clintons.
Right, yeah. Okay, here we go. January 3rd, 1977, Apple became incorporated by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, and it later became one of the most valuable companies in the world, known for innovative computer and electronic products.
It was the Steves.
My phone. Oh, God. Do you remember the first several iPhones were absolutely the shit? They were amazing. Revolutionary. My parents still have a Mac computer. I would have a Mac if it weren't for all the gaming that I do. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Wow. This was a lot more recent than I thought. 1959, Alaska became the 49th state.
In what year?
I had 59.
Holy shit.
Had no clue. Yeah, that's what I said. Had no clue. Now, I did know that it was purchased from Russia for like $7.3 billion or something like that. And Russia is definitely regretting it, considering how much oil we found up there.
Heck yeah, and the tactical.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, 1938, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt established the National Foundation of Infantile Paralysis. This was later known as the March of Dimes, which is a national fundraiser to find the cure for polio, a disease that he had been stricken with 17 years earlier. So, you've heard of the March of Dimes, right, Jones?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah.
Like maybe 20 years ago.
It became sarcastically known as the March of Dimes. I forget why. There's a funny story behind that. I do remember that. But I can't remember the particulars. I'll have to look that one up. Anyway, moving on. English author and scholar J.R.R. Tolkien, one of my favorite people in the world, because he was best known for writing the Lord of the Rings book trilogy, book series, and The Hobbit.
An honest, like, actual genius.
Oh, absolutely. Genius. Yeah. Yeah, he on this day, January 3rd, 1892, he was born in South Africa. I had no idea he was born in South Africa. I assumed he was a born and bred Brit. But no, the absolute literary genius, designed multiple languages, including Elvish, which is actually a written and spoken language. Yeah, he created a whole alphabet, a whole language. It's absolutely crazy. Let's see what else we got. Okay, and finally, this will be the last one. 1777. The Battle of Princeton, New Jersey was fought during the American Revolution. Excuse me. The clash, along with the Battle of Trenton, marked the first victory for the Revolutionary War General George Washington in the open field. And it was all uphill from there. But yeah, January 3rd, 1777.
America. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, so that is your on this day or on these couple of days in history?
And Clinton drafted NAFTA, right?
Good question.
I'm pretty sure it was Clinton. Well, he was the creator of NAFTA, or the.
Yes, I see a picture of him, George H.W., and I think the president of Mexico at the time shaking hands.
Well, just like politicians, what we're going to go into next is a bunch of stupid fucking people. And that's the Darwin Awards, baby.
Hey, I like that transition. That's a good one. Politicians and
fire today.
Politicians and diapers should be changed often and for the same reason.
Oh shit. Literally.
That was a good one. I like that. All right. Here we go. So the Darwin Awards, for those of you who don't know, the Darwin Awards are an unofficial award given to people who have either killed or seriously injured themselves doing absolutely stupid shit in hilarious ways, often pretty funny. This was the basis for the Spike and True TV show 1,000 Ways to Die, which aired for several seasons, and depicted essentially Darwin Award winners, because these people died either at their own hand, by their own hand, doing something really stupid like some of the people that we're going to read, or absolute freak accidents. Some of them were absolute freak accidents.
Some, yes.
Yeah.
Mostly
it was people being
user error. Mostly user error.
Instructions unclear. Got stuck in a toaster. All right, Josie, you want to go first?
Yeah. I'll go first. Speaking of user error, this 46-year-old was in Italy on a skiing trip, right?
I like where this is going
already.
His
buddy had a few beers. He said, "Hold my beer and watch this."
All good stories begin with "Hold my beer and watch this."
They go down to the bottom of the hill, and I guess there's a protective mat on the bottom of the hill that protects against some metal shit that's down there, right? So you don't hit this metal barrier when you're down there.
Okay.
So they steal that mat, go up the hill, use it as a sled. End up going down the hill at a high velocity.
Naturally.
Hit the metal barrier that they took the protective sleeve off of.
No.
And God said, "But why? I made you?" That's what God said.
Their guardian angel facepalmed so hard right there.
Their guardian angel was holding their beer going, "Fuck."
Another one bites the dust.
The devil was like, "I don't want him."
Yeah. Oh, God. That's funny. Okay. I got one. May 5th, 2011. This one's out of Brisbane, Australia. Do you remember planking?
Yeah, I partook in some of the planking.
You partook? Wow.
As a teenager, as a young, dumb.
Wow. Yeah, 2011. I was a sophomore in high school. Which would have made you no, I was a junior, sorry. Which would have made you a sophomore.
When did you graduate? 2012, right?
2012, yeah.
No, I graduated the same year as you. I graduated at 17.
Oh.
Just because my birthday.
That's right. Right. Anyway, a 20-year-old Brisbane resident decided to try his hand at planking. He stretched himself out face down on the railing of his apartment complex and then fell 7 stories to his death. Yeah, like I don't know if he maybe even attempted to, grab the railing as he was falling. Don't know. It doesn't say. It just says he fell 7 stories and turned himself into a permanent
His soul
plank.
kept going though.
Yeah.
He planked himself all the way to eternal flames.
Australia, man, you love to see it.
Another one. Both of them, God and the devil, were like, "No thanks."
Yeah. Yeah, because down under, they're already in hell.
All right, I got one for you. So 2007, this guy, this Spaniard, decided it was a really good idea to go kite surfing. It was like his favorite thing.
I thought you were going to say running with the bulls. That would have been funny too.
Oh, he ran for sure. A hurricane came. And you know how there's those surfers that go out when the storms come and they like to catch the waves?
Yeah, because they're big waves.
He thought that'd be a great idea with kite surfing.
No, let me guess.
Okay.
He got caught with a massive updraft and sailed like 100 feet in the air before coming crashing down.
Close.
Close? Oh.
Ooh. You know how usually kite surfing, they hold on to it?
Uh-huh.
No, not this guy. This guy's special. He decided to wrap that bitch around his waist somehow in a harness.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to harness yourself in.
Oh, really? I thought they held that shit.
No.
Oh.
So the kite is attached to a harness, which is attached to you, and then the board is separate.
Well, either way, he took that kite, where's it? A kilometer away. So like what, 0.75 miles or something like that?
That's still a clip.
3/4 of a miles. Dragged by the winds and hit 7 buildings on his way there.
Oh no. Oh.
What a fucking idiot.
That's unfortunate.
Whoa.
So the wind gripped a kite and just yeeted him back onto land, right?
Yeah, he just, didn't think regular surfing was good enough, I guess.
See, I had seen something about that where it was a parasailer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the giant sails tugged behind a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So there's a storm coming in. You can see it coming in off the horizon, right? And there's a boat with a parasailer up there. The parasailer's not coming down. Like, they're trying to get the sailor to come down, but there's so much, the storm is bringing in so much updraft that the sailor's just staying up there, right? Tethered to the boat.
Oh,
and
shit.
eventually the rope snaps. And so the video is from like a seaside resort, like hotel. So the guys filming are like 20 stories up in the air watching this happen. And they literally see the parasailer get blown past them up over the buildings. And we don't know what happened to that person. Obviously, I'm not reading him on a Darwin Award, so I don't know what happened there. But
not yet.
At least they were in a parachute, I suppose.
Yeah. Echo said for the last guy, he lives in Spain, but the S is silent. Wonder how many buildings it took to knock some sense into him. It took like 2 buildings. Like, why would I do this? 3 buildings, 4 buildings.
Yeah, this was a surprisingly peaceful event, right? A piece of him on this building, a piece of him on that building, a piece of him down there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so my next one is, you know how I love irony, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's one thing that makes me laugh, it's just irony. So, July 2011, in New York, in Onondaga, there was a protest from motorcyclists protesting a helmet law, making helmets, like requiring helmets for motorcycle riders, right? So this guy was at a protest, protesting this law. So obviously he wasn't wearing a helmet. He managed to get in an accident, flip over his handlebars, and fatally hit his head on the curb. It's like, darn, if only you were wearing a helmet. You would have protected that stubborn, hard melon of yours, you know?
The leader of the motorcycle group's like, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, you're really putting in a good word for us here with the legislators.
His wife,
double agent, there you go.
Thanks, Bob.
He was a double agent. Yeah, totally. All right, Jonesy, last one.
All right. So it's summer of 1999. And good old Rodney was in Lake Washington.
Before Y2K.
Before Y2K. Back when we were not very, very old.
I was 6. Hold on, 93. I was born in 93. born in 96. Yeah, I was 6.
So we were just barely after a twinkle in our father's eye.
Mm.
Um, and Rodney thought he'd go jet skiing on like Washington, right? But he's having fun out there, shirt off, beer belly, flinging around, looking at girls probably.
How old is this guy? Does
it
it say?
It doesn't say. But the first thing that comes to my mind is like 47, maybe 50.
You mentioned beer gut, you think at 30s or older, right?
Oh, I guarantee he had a beer gut. There's no way he didn't. Because he's a fix-it kind of man.
Okay.
Right? And his jet ski ran a little low on power, carrying probably a hefty guy with some non-aerodynamic body hair. So he pulls
that Sasquatch out there?
he shored his jet ski, plugged some leads into a 110 volt outlet, brought him back to the jet ski, which was still half in the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hooked his battery up, right? One of the leads, I guess, fell in the water. He somehow fell off of his jet ski into the water and electrocuted himself.
Oh my god. Wow, how unlucky do you have to be?
And his wife was like, I told you to charge it before you left the house, Rodney.
That is one of the most redneck names.
Yeah. Rodney.
Man.
I'll show you, bitch.
That's funny. Okay. Speaking of absolutely unlucky people, we're going back to 2010 in Daejeon, South Korea, which actually wasn't too far from where I was stationed.
Okay.
A handicapped man rammed his wheelchair into elevator doors 3 times after being irritated that the elevator had gone without him. During these ram attempts, he managed to break open the elevator door and then fall down the elevator shaft in his wheelchair.
What the
to his death. Yeah. This angry ass dude busted open. Yeah. Now, obviously, at the time, I can imagine that South Korean elevator doors weren't as sturdy as our American versions.
I don't believe so, because
I don't know.
I don't believe he was probably a giant stature of a human. If he
it
fell
says he was
through...
handicapped. He was also 40 years old. So I don't know. But either way, it does say that he was so pissed off. Body
strength. He only did bench press.
Well, yeah, he was probably using his arms to push the wheels to slam some part of the wheelchair into the door, but eventually the door gave way and he went, "Oh shit." He went something wrong.
Something wrong.
And then he went bang ding ow.
Bang my cock.
If he went through that door sideways, he'd be going to Bangkok.
He would. He banged a lot of things other than his cock.
Yeah, he banged everything on the way down.
That shouldn't be funny, but it's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
That's awkward.
I hope I don't end up on one of these one day. But at least if I do, I'm a little redneck.
Oh man,
anyways,
I'd make so much fun if you don't get me started.
Oh god damn! Our transitions.
Oh man, the segues are
what they used to say back in like 2011, mint.
on fleek.
On fleek. Our transitions are mint and on fleek, as the old people would say.
Oh my god!
I'll explain how this one goes.
I hate that. Viewers. All right, so for those of you who are new, this is a game we've been playing for a while. This is also a game that we are in the process of turning into an actual published game.
Yep.
Of the same name. So the way this works is Jones and we give each other topics or items or something very similar to the start of Makes Me Think Of. However, here's the catch. I will give Jones a topic or a situation or something like that, and I will tell him you either love it or you hate it. And then he has to instantly go on a 1-minute rant on all the reasons why he either loves or hates this particular topic. Again, this is very much off the cuff, stream of consciousness, first thing that pops into your mind. And some of them get hard. Like the last couple ones that we've done, especially if you give me a topic that I actually really like and I have to off the cuff think of reasons why suddenly I don't like it.
Which is generally the plan. That's generally what we try to do to each other.
The way we play it. The game that we're developing, the way it will work is you will draw a card that has either a word or an item, person, place, thing, phrase, situation, idea, phrase, something like that. You'll have that on it. And then you'll roll a traditional 6-sided dice. Half of those will say love and half of them will say hate. And then you'll use an included little egg timer, right? With the little dust in it, right? You have a minute and you have to off the cuff go. Now, this will be very portable. It'll be a small game, 100 and some odd cards, right, Jones?
Initially, I was looking at 108 with the dice.
Right.
Yeah.
So this will be very portable. So you can pack it in suitcases. You can you'll be able to play this game on road trips, in the airport, on planes, or just even as a fun game night. Yep. So we're in the process of developing this. Right now, we're just deciding, hey, what the hell do we want to put on our cards, right?
And then I gotta do the graphic design, but I'm not very graphic design.
But that's the easy bit. We can, Anyway, that's all stuff coming down the pipeline. But for reference, and if people want to do some research, this is how you do it. So, Jones, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, Jones, do you want your? Oh, and by the way. In the spirit of New Year's, we are doing New Year's themed.
Just like we did for Thanksgiving,
items.
Just like we did for
Christmas.
Somewhat of a Halloween one we did after Halloween, and then as Christmas as well. Well, generally most holidays will do the same.
Sure. Alrighty. Do you want your love or your hate?
Give me my love.
Your love. All right. You love staying home on New Year's Eve.
Oh boy, did you give me a good one. So I do love staying home on New Year's Eve. You know why? People. If you ever gone downtown to watch the ball drop and there's 95 million people, half the dudes have their girlfriends on their shoulders. You can't even see the ball drop because you have 6'9" dude standing in front of you with his 5'2" girlfriend on his shoulders that for some reason is 3'6" wide. And you can't see shit, right? Everyone's drunk. Everyone sucks. It's probably cold if you live in the north. So you're downtown miserable as fuck, waiting for the ball drop. So no balls
are dropping.
If you don't got a girlfriend, you're looking for the nearest person to kiss on New Year's, which is hopefully consensual. It better be consensual, you fucks. But yeah, I would rather stay home, be with my family, and watch the ball drop, drinking at home.
Yeah,
that's an actual truth.
If I wanted a whole bunch of people to watch balls drop, I'd go to a Catholic ceremony or Catholic mass.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so I should have specified. I wanted to specify staying home by yourself on New Year's Eve. I should have specified that.
Shit, huh? Whatever.
All right. Well, all right. Since you did your love, I'll do my love.
All right.
Or my like.
You love people that stick with their New Year's resolutions for a month.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason I love people that stick with their New Year's resolutions for a month is because they're like me. They're pragmatists. They realize that this is kind of stupid. I'm doing this under peer pressure because everyone thinks they should probably do it. But realistically, they get back on with their regular lives. It can't be that bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm with those people. I'll say I want to do something, I'll give a kind of a half-assed effort at it, and like, this is kind of dumb. Why am I doing this? It's not going to affect my life one way or the other if I don't do it. So I like these people because these people are my people. They are like me. We are like-minded people in that New Year's resolutions are really kind of stupid. Well, and that's kind of just the nature of New Year's resolution. They're kind of dumb.
They are.
Like, I'm going to start working out. Like, what the hell kind of goal is that? Like, or I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Okay, that's kind of a cool goal, but most of them are arbitrary anyway.
Yeah. I think goals are good, right? Which we haven't mentioned goals for the podcast yet. We're going to have to do that later because we were going to talk about that. Maybe a couple goals of ours for the rest of the year, just to get in the spirit. But resolutions, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
All right.
I wanted when I eventually have my own family, we're gonna do some things differently. We're gonna have.
I don't make resolutions at all. Echo says.
Yeah. I saw this idea 10 or so years ago. I saw this idea for something to do as a family on New Year's. So you have a mason jar, and what you do is throughout the year, anything good or cool or exciting that happens to the family, you jot a note down on the jar with the date and a brief summary of what happens, put it in the jar. All those kind of things accumulate throughout the year, and then on New Year's Eve, right before the ball drops, you sit down as a family and you pull those out and you read them all.
That's the whitest shit I've ever heard, but I love it.
It is kind of white.
That's straight out of like
it's really cool though.
Out of like a Hallmark movie. That's a great idea though. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Because then you can look back and, hey, these are all the cool things that happened throughout the year that you otherwise would have completely forgot about. Right?
A lot of people usually focus on the negative too. So that way you give yourself like, you know what? I did okay. I did all right.
Yeah. Keep things in perspective.
Speaking of not doing all right, what's my bad? / hate?
What's your bad? You hate kissing a girl at midnight.
All right. We're going to get a little personal on this one.
Do I need another beer for this?
I've either broken up with prior, been on vacation, away from, or not had a significant other for New Year's every single year. So I've never had the opportunity to do that. Therefore, I fucking hate it.
FOMO is kicking in big time right now.
Because, like Echo said, I kiss the homies at midnight. They don't need a woman around here, right? I am Sigma as fuck. I don't need a woman to kiss at midnight. I'll kiss the homies. I'll kiss anybody in the crowd that's not a woman. That's not gay. That just is what it is. New year, new me.
Transvestites.
I came back in the closet, so that is what it is. All right.
Goddamn.
Yeah, it's overrated. I do kiss Bubba at midnight.
Kiss Bubba. There you go. That's adorable.
Adorable.
Speaking of which, it's 11 o'clock your time, right?
10:50.
All right. Well, you'll have to kiss Bubba at midnight tonight if we're still doing this podcast then.
He's He's right there laying down behind me. You guys can't see him too well, but see that?
Because all 3 foot, 5 foot wide of you is in the way.
That right there, that jacket, there's a dog under it.
Hey, Bubba boy. He's the man. He's the real man of the house.
He is the man. I fucking love that dog. I didn't know I could love something that much. People say it about kids, but fuck kids.
You thought that about the cat we rescued? Because I remember you were down in the dumps for like a week after we gave him away.
And I don't even like cats.
You fell in love with that cat.
It was cute. It would climb up on you while you were gaming.
Oh, I would sit with him and he'd purr. And yeah. Do you remember what Rios ended up naming him? Castle.
Castle? What did we name the cat? Cat?
We never did.
I think we just called it Cat.
Hey, you.
Hey, Cat.
I think we knew in the back of our minds that we probably weren't going to keep it because we figured out pretty quick that Hunt was allergic.
Like madly allergic.
Yeah. He stuck with it for a few months.
He secretly loved that cat too.
He toughed it out.
He secretly loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he did.
Spooky Crip, what's up?
What's up,
Welcome.
Spooky?
Welcome
Welcome,
back.
welcome. Good to see you, or good to hear from you.
2 months ago, you tossed a
Yeah.
follow on this channel. I appreciate that.
Good deal. All right, what is my hate?
All right. You hate the ball drop.
Oh, yeah. Because that happened to me when I was 10. I'm just kidding.
That
No,
still
it's
hasn't
like-
happened.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I don't understand the significance or the history behind the ball drop. And now, are you talking about like the entire event in
The whole
Times Square?
The whole thing. The whole skedaddle.
Like the whole skedaddle. All right, so yeah, I don't like going out in public on New Year's honestly for the reasons that you listed earlier. It's crowded, massive people in massive amounts of people in quantities. Inevitably, stupid starts happening. I really don't like drunk people, so I don't like being out there for those kind of festivities. I'm with you. I like to have either my family or a tight-knit group of friends, raising a glass of champagne together and bringing in the new year that way.
Yep. Did we ever do New Year's in Minot?
We did a few times. Yeah.
Maybe like the first couple times because we were in the same squadron. But after that, I don't think we did for years.
Yeah, no, we just never went out to do it. We kind of just did it with ourselves.
Which is better, honestly.
Yeah, because it always ended up either being at someone's house that we didn't like or at somebody's house that we did like, but there were other people there that we didn't like. And then it was kind of like, this got awkward real quick.
And then we just leave.
Type deal.
Speaking of that, Spooky and Echo, you tossed some depression kick in your ass thing in the chat. I'm gonna be real with you guys right now. I'm usually funny and lighthearted and stuff.
So was Robin Williams.
But depression only kicks your ass if you let it. I've had it for a long time. Military fucked me up, you know. But you gotta do the little things to get yourself out of it. If you need medication, I'm telling you right now, Prozac is the tits. That stuff, I hate medication. I think it sucks. But Prozac gets all those random thoughts out of your mind and stuff. But you know what helps the most out of getting out of depression? Go to the fucking gym. Do something hard on your body or on your mind. And that helps a lot. And so do better, feel better, and get better, man. I'm sorry that you have to feel like that.
Routines are a big one that I found for me when I get depressed and or stressed, which are usually they usually accompany one of the two triggers the other. Usually for me, I've found that routines and tasks that I can occupy myself with are a good way to get my mind off of what's going on. If stressors are causing depression, like massive amounts of task work, making lists, physically writing out lists helps with me. Prioritizing, setting time limits, because as soon as you knock off one task, and it could be something as simple as making your bed. I've read from a lot of different psychologists, Jordan Peterson, Jocko Willink, talks about this one specifically. He says the first task you should always do in the morning is make your bed, because it's a simple task.
So's the Admiral.
The Admiral. Yeah, what is his name? He did this in a commencement speech for a college. If you want to change the world, step one is make your bed. Right, because it tricks your mind into completing a task, a super simple task, but then it's like, okay, I can do this. I can move on to the next task, and then the next task, and then the next task. And sure enough, before you know it, half of your to-do list is done. And it's a way to train your body to, I don't want to say override, but working through the issue rather than letting the issues work you.
If you let your mind take over you, it'll win every time.
Yeah.
If you say that's why fuck you to your mind and go and do something.
Routines, that's where habits and routines come into effect, because motivation is fleeting, but a routine and a habit is something that sticks with you regardless of whatever mood you're in. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, guys like you, Jones, and Hunt, who go to the gym religiously, right? Whether or not you're feeling it or not, you know in your head that I'm going to feel worse if I don't do this. And it's
And you'll feel
such a
great if
habit
you
and a
do.
routine. Yeah. Well, and you don't even really think about it. Like, my mood at this point is irrelevant. I am going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So, developing some legitimate habits and being consistent with those habits and routines, especially having a morning routine, having a bedtime routine, having any sort of routine that you can do um, to create an equilibrium in your body and your mind. I have a bedtime routine. I do. I take a poop. I scroll through Facebook for a little bit. I hop in bed and I go to sleep.
Echo said the same. I have a thing I do every day. It helps. So I'm gonna drop the 2 wisest things I've heard my entire life on you guys. Right? One came from Christopher Slade, one of my supervisors when I was going through a rough patch in my
I
life.
remember Sergeant Slade.
He was the fucking man.
Good man.
Still the greatest NCO I've ever met in my entire life. NCO for you non-militaries, non-commissioned officer. Generally, supervisors like a supervisor at work, right? Except for their supervisor of your whole life. And then the second one came from another one of my supervisors, Scott Smart. Another great
Smart guy.
He was goofy. He was like the stereotypical E6. You know, didn't give a fuck. You know, did whatever he wanted, but he was just a wealth of knowledge. So one from old Scotty, good old Scotty Smart. Now he's retired. What under pressure does Coles make? O'Leary.
Oh, coal, when subjected to massive amounts of pressure, turn into diamonds.
Exactly. I heard him tell this to an NCO that I very much respect. He was going through a lot, getting married, doing all kinds of stuff. He had like 15 people under him.
Stressors galore piling on, I'm sure.
Stressors galore. He was going through a rough spot in his life, and old Scotty Smart looked at him. He said, "Just remember, under pressure, coal turns into diamonds." So that means what it means. It's there's nothing around what that does mean. And then the other thing, I've said to many people, and to this I've looked after, sadly, a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances that have tried to kill themselves. And some other shit, right? We're not getting into all that. One of the greatest things I've ever heard in my life was the three balls. Right? Not the rapper, 3 big balls, but the 3 balls. So you have a glass ball, you have a wooden ball, you have a rubber ball. Right? So you're prioritizing your tasks in life and tasks at work. Right? What happens if you drop a glass ball?
Peesh. Shatters.
Breaks, shatters, right? That's shit you have to do right now. What happens if you drop a wooden ball?
It makes a loud noise, maybe it rolls around for a little while, but the ball itself stays intact, yeah?
It might bounce once, right? Maybe twice. Then it's going to roll around, not take a whole lot of damage. After you get done with that glass stuff, it might dent that wood, scratched up a little bit. But those are life tasks that you have to get done that are still important, but are not glass ball tasks. Glass ball tasks are, that shit breaks, life's over, life, limb, eyesight, financial ruin, all that kind of stuff. Wooden ball, it's not that. It's different, right? Now, what about a rubber ball when you drop that?
Oh, it's going to bounce. It's going to bounce several times.
That bitch
and it's not going to take damage.
It's not going to take damage. It's going to bounce forever. And that's your last prioritization of tasks, your life tasks and everything. So you have your glass balls that are right away you have to fucking take care of. You have your wooden balls that might get scratched up and dented. You got to take care of those after the glass balls because they're still important. The rubber shit is whenever the fuck you get to it. That's all that matters. You'll get to it when you get to it. Sometimes some more glass balls or rubber or wood balls will show up, and you're gonna have to take care of those, and you're gonna have to maybe not neglect, but postpone those rubber things for a while.
On the back burner.
But it helps prioritization of of tasks in life, because life can get overwhelming. Look at it like a um a big picture, right? The big picture is overwhelming, but if you divide the picture into subsections and take care of each little tiny task first, it starts to eat away. It's like puzzle together. It starts to eat away at the big picture, or build the big picture. Now, I'm not a fucking clinical psychologist or any of that shit. I just know I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I've had that chronic depression for a long time. We just know that being in the military and getting shit on all the time, some of that stuff helps. Hopefully it helps you guys.
Yep.
Just never give up. Tomorrow's a new day, and it'll be better than today if you make it better than today.
Darn right.
After that, though, let's do some fucking laughing. What's my
Oh,
would you rather?
Yeah. Your would you rather. All right. Jones, would you rather go to a New Year's party that does not have any alcohol, or go to one and get so sloshed that you don't even remember the party next day?
I'm getting sloshed. For a lot of the reasons you spoke about, going. So we're going to a party, right? Now, generally, when I get super sloshed, I don't do anything like ridiculously crazy.
Bullshit! You start teaching Sun Tzu classes and rolling around Yadow's place with fucking what's his name, Brian Wise.
Brian Wise, yeah. But I'm not jumping off of balconies and fucking. I'm just teaching kids how to do shit. You know.
You're not planking on the side of your.
No, I'm not. I'm not
railing.
I'm not. Parasurfing or whatever the fuck it's called in a hurricane. Maybe that one time I jumped into a wall, but that was just because I was trying to get in bed. You've been around me drunk many a times.
Is that the same night when he who shall not be named tried to chuck one of my poker chips into the wall and it stuck? Was that the same night?
No, I think it was a different night. That was maybe it was the same night. That might have been.
That was the same party when I woke up and one of my favorite decks of cards was floating in a bowl of water.
Yeah. That was a rough. Yeah. That's why O'Leary hates drunk people. Not me though, because I'm not a bad drunk. For the most part. But I'd rather get sloshed than not have. Well, I don't know. Because I don't need alcohol to have fun.
Agreed.
Honestly, I enjoy it. I very much do. I would rather have
Sometimes
a beer.
It helps.
If you're around people you don't know, it helps get that conversation bug going.
Yeah.
But I'd rather get sloshed.
Fair enough.
That's the veteran in me.
All right. What's mine?
All right. This is a long one.
That's what she said.
Would you rather attain all of your New Year's goals, but the person you hate most achieves all of theirs, or achieve one of your goals, but the person you hate most achieves nothing? That's a fucking hard one.
No. I would rather achieve all my New Year's goals because I'm the person I hate most in the world. So it's a double win-win. Extra goals, baby. Let's go. I wanted to make $1 million. Fuck it, I'm making $2 million now. Because the person I hate the most wins too.
I didn't expect that flip. I'll be honest.
I'm my own biggest critic.
Holy
the
shit.
Self-loathing is real.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. You didn't expect to flip that on his head, did you?
From you, I did not. I'm going to be honest. I was hoping it was going to get petty, but I thought you were going to take the high road, but you took the middle road.
I took neither road.
You went off the path.
I took my own damn road. That was the road less traveled.
The road less traveled and most resistance.
Damn straight.
Holy shit. Echo said this question is just, are you petty?
Are you petty? Yeah.
This one's going to have to be in maybe the holiday pack we sent out. Because that shit's hilarious.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, man. Oh, my cheeks hurt now.
That was our Don't Get Me Started, which is our, more laughable. version of what we do, but now we got to go into something
I think
a little more serious.
Honestly, I think the funniest segment that we did was the very first one that we didn't record. When you said that I love shopping at Victoria's Secret.
Oh, every time I talk about the podcast and what we do, I bring that up. I bring up Victoria's Secret as the love as an example. That's also 100% going to be a card. I already wrote it in.
Yeah, good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now,
no, but I had some good ones too. Like I had you dying laughing. I remember this.
Oh God, yeah.
Echo, were you here for this very first one?
I'm gonna go pee while you're talking.
I want to say that you were, but I can't remember. Yeah, so this very first podcast that we did, we were shaking out the cobwebs. We did a really good debate, which was the best decade for rock music. And obviously I won because the 80s is way better than the 90s. 90s is when rock music took a shit, dove off a cliff. I can say this now without any reprisal because Jones is in the other room, but he can hear me. So Jones, your taste in music blows. Anyway, but yeah, but what we did, we were trying to figure out a way to stream it, but then save the information so that we could upload it to YouTube, but that didn't happen. Something didn't happen. I think we streamed it, but it didn't save properly or whatever the case was. So realistically, podcast episode 1 that got uploaded properly is actually our second one. So technically, Jones, this is our 11th.
Technically, it is the 11th. Now, what I'm going to say is you're telling me that Deftones, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Audio Slave, Linkin Park.
Pearl Jam started in the 80s.
But their best music was in the 90s.
Disagree. Oh. When did Alive come out?
The 90s.
Fuck, okay.
Nirvana.
That was a
great song. Green Day's best stuff came out then. Metallica's best stuff came out then. Like, literally all the best music from all the best bands came out in the 90s. Aside from that, me being right,
No, I was talking about way better bands.
80s had hair metal, and that was an atrocity.
That was not an atrocity. That was good. That was the way rock was always supposed to sound.
No. You know how rock's supposed to sound?
Arena rock, baby.
Fuck no grunge music. That's rock. You're talking Deftones?
That's when
Deftones
rock music became depressed.
Is rock. Huh?
The 90s is when the depressed people started making depression music.
Yeah, great music. Great depression music. I will give you Hot for Teacher was good. Cherry Pie was good.
Hot for Teacher. That was don't tell me. Not Aerosmith. Hot for Teacher. Van Halen.
Yes. Like there was good 80s music. Right? But overall, the 90s. We're gonna save this for another debate. Maybe we'll do that next time. Because now that we're both even more informed and ready for it, I think it'll be a great debate.
You appear to be a better debater because you're more enthusiastic about things than I am. But I'm right.
Well, that's not true at all.
I took a poll of about 80% of the people that live in base housing, and almost all of them agreed 80s.
Do you know my opinion on polls and statistics, right? Because I could take a poll of 80% of the people around me, and they might probably agree with me. It's got to be a mass.
At least I did research.
At least 200,000 people spread across every single demographic of the United States. At least.
You're telling me military base housing isn't one of the most diverse collections of people ever?
But it's too small of a collective.
You're seriously going to say that with a straight face?
Do you ask a bunch of white people?
No, this is an incredibly diverse group.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you that all people, 80% of people said yes. Hair metal that was around before they were born.
No. They said 80s.
Yeah,
80s.
That's the 80s.
Hair metal is a subgenre within. Anyway, let's get to the real debate for tonight, shall we?
We should. And this one's going to be a pretty good one, I think. That's the best fried side.
Our food ones usually are pretty good.
They are. And I'm pretty passionate about this one.
Okay.
As I believe are you.
If you're so passionate about this one, I'll let you go first.
Oh, thanks. So, we're talking fried potatoes, right?
Fried potates.
Fried potates. And the beautiful thing about fried potates, is they're delicious. Hey, you know what else is delicious? It's a fried potato. Fucking tater tots. God almighty. That's maybe God's greatest invention after women was tater tots. Right? You can get them nice and crispy, or you can eat them soft. You can bake them. You can fry them. You can air fry them. You can put them in a pan and grill them. You can eat them with burgers. You can eat them with sandwiches. You can eat them breakfast. You can eat them in every single pot. You can eat them in burritos. You can eat them in literally every single type of food you possibly can think of. They can be a side for. You know what they also go well with? Every single sauce of all time. Tater tots are the best, by far, side that's fried in the world.
All right, Napoleon. All right, Napoleon Dynamite. Calm down.
Suck.
Okay. How are you gonna pick tater tots as the best fried potato when French fries exist? Come on, man. You name one fast food place that sells tater tots as a side and not French fries. And even if you can find a single one that's a diamond in the rough, you know that every single fast food restaurant you go to has their take on fries. Whether or not they're curly cut, traditional cut, thick cut, waffle cut, they're all French fries. They're all fried potatoes, fried in either peanut oil or good old-fashioned vegetable oil. They're an American staple. So much so that it's a worldwide phenomenon now. Right. Fries, French fries, however you like them, you can get them by themselves. You can get salted, unsalted. You can get Philly cheese style. You can get nachos. You can get salsa. You can get whatever you want on French fries. French fries are the best.
Echo in the chat said hash browns. I do love those for breakfast. But you know what I love for breakfast? Fucking tater tots. Ever put tater tots in a breakfast burrito? Ooh,
no.
Boy.
No, because people put hash browns in a breakfast burrito.
No. You gotta grow up poor, right?
They are the exact same fucking thing.
They're not even close to the same thing.
You break down, you describe what a tater tot is and what a hash brown is. And they're the exact same thing.
They're not the same thing. One is like slashed, like sliced, right? It's like sliced and diced into like little skinny pieces. The shape of food matters.
What are you, suddenly an Italian pasta aficionado? Like, that's the only time where that argument actually holds weight.
I hold a lot of weight. And you know what that weight came from? Fucking tater tots.
That doesn't mean you're right, though. That just means you're funny.
And right.
No, okay, hold on. Let me.
Have you ever had a breakfast scramble? When you're a kid,
yes.
You put some eggs in there. You got some sausage. You got some stuff. It's good, right?
It was usually then you toss eggs, sausage, and cheese.
You toss some fucking some fucking tater tots in that bitch. Boy, that's just delicious. So you get some chicken nuggies going on, some dang chicken nuggies going on with some tater tots.
Did you just do a Baby Yoda?
I said chicken nuggies, yeah, with some tater tots going on.
Let me throw some stats at you as to why fries are better. Fries are better purely based on gross consumption worldwide. All right, let me throw this at you. There are 3 states in this country that are famous for potatoes, right? You got Montana, Idaho, and Oregon. The bulk of our nation's potatoes. Honestly. Yeah. But mostly Idaho. Yeah. Well, you know the frozen brand Ore-Ida?
No. Well, I'm sure I do if I saw it.
Yeah. That's from Oregon and Idaho.
Who probably make tater tots too.
They make all sorts of fried potatoes. But anyway, 7% of all potatoes grown in this country annually are used to make McDonald's, just McDonald's fries, French fries, not hash browns, not tater tots. 7% of all the potatoes grown in this country annually go to McDonald's French fries. So that is not including Burger King, Wendy's, Sonic, all the other fast food brands that also sell an absolute metric shit ton of potatoes. 7% go to just McDonald's. Now, here's the thing about McDonald's. They're global. Right? Now, here's another fun stat. Excluding fast food national chain restaurants, 53% of restaurants offer French fries on their menu. How many of those do you think offer tater tots? They might be on a kid's menu somewhere, but it's basically a breakfast-only version of the greatness that is the French fry. The French fry is a worldwide phenomenon. Let me throw one more thing at you. According to a business metric that I found from MMR, I can't remember what that stands for. Where is it? French fries are considered one of the fastest growing and most likable snacks globally amongst all types of age groups. Over the past year, demand for frozen French fries has been up 42% globally.
Okay.
Over the last year. Canada alone, that increase was, I think it's a 28%, which was, what was that metric? It was a significant portion. That metric has been growing consistently over the last 4 or 5 years. So, not only are French fries one of the biggest reasons, or the biggest reasons why potatoes are grown, but it's a global phenomena. Literally, quite literally globally. I tried to look up global consumption of potatoes, but or of French fries, but all I was getting was potatoes in general.
Yeah, which goes to our last one of the debates a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. I used that data set, but based on pure raw gross consumption worldwide, French fries and tater tots aren't even in the same league. They're not even playing the same damn sport, let alone in the same league. We're comparing your Pee-wee football to fucking Major League Baseball here.
Yeah, so the difference is,
yeah,
my Pee-wee football team had Aaron Donald, I fucking hate Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey as kids, right? They're the up-and-comers. I'm going to destroy your entire argument with one statement. How many places have bad fries?
Well, I can tell you the one place whose fries made me shit my pants.
Nope, bad fries. How often do you go through McDonald's drive-thru and you get soggy-ass gross fries?
I actually like the soft ones. I prefer them, actually.
Fucking disgusting. How often do you go through any other fast food restaurant and you get gross-ass, disgusting fries? I'd say at least half the time I get shitty fries. You know what I never have that's bad? I've never had...
But you're still ordering the fries.
I've never had a bad tater tot in my entire life. Tater tots are so delicious, literally anybody can make them, and they taste good. Anybody.
I'm curious, where do Taco John's potato olays fall into this category?
Potato olays?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? The Taco John's potato sides? Is that technically a tot?
Potato olays. I don't know. Yep. Kick up your tater tot game with Copycat Taco. I've never had those. Oh, they're like the ring tater tots. See, I've been talking about
you're thinking of the thick ones.
The cylindrical, delicious ones this whole time. I didn't even fucking think about, you know who had the best tater tots? This is not even part of my debate. Just more so a question. Who had the best fucking tater rounds, I'll call them, ever for breakfast?
Where?
Burger King. You go to Burger King, you get And McDonald's has some really good ones back in the day too. But you'd go get like the container, and it has like, you know, a bunch of them in there, and they'd be perfectly dippable. Perfectly dippable. Being more popular doesn't mean it's better. Any bands outstream stream bands the battery tots. So I was actually going to make that point here in a second. Just because everyone else likes them doesn't mean it's great. Everyone else
there's got to be a there's a reason
everyone thought COVID was super deadly, and it shut our world down for 2 years, and ended up being the fucking common cold. All I'm saying, I'm about to get canceled off that and suicided. But
there's a reason why French fries are so popular.
It's because they're cheap,
they're good,
and they're easy to package and easy to make in a fryer.
And that doesn't apply to tater tots as well?
You gotta take special care of tater tots.
Bullshit!
You gotta toss some bitches in the oven, make them brown a little bit. Oh, shit.
Nobody.
All right, I got.
Okay, and when do they do that? They do that for breakfast. Fries go with more meals.
Tater tots. Tater tots literally go with every meal, every single meal.
But it can. But people eat them for breakfast
and lunch.
Fries
and dinner.
Fries go with lunch.
And you know what tater tots also do? They go inside of tons of meals and recipes. I know we're talking about sides right now
fries.
As a side, but you toss a tater tot in a breakfast scramble. You toss a tater tot in a burrito. You toss tater tots in
a breakfast burrito.
No, just a regular burrito with some carne asada in that bitch and some avocado, some avocado.
Doesn't make it a hash brown. Avocado. Oh
no,
God.
Hash browns are different. Hash browns are different.
Hash browns are shredded tots.
Also, so I know there's this good thing you would say about fries, right? Is you can get some chili cheese fries. You know what I'm saying? The messiest, soggiest shit you'll ever eat in your life. You know what doesn't get soggy and messy? And you can eat better with you can eat better with a fork. Fucking tater tots. Also, you know what's fucking disgusting? That does not make them
taste better.
You know what's fucking disgusting when they're burnt? Fries. You know what's fucking delicious when they're burnt? Tater tots. Because they got that delicious gooey.
It's like chewing on a rock.
No, it's like chewing. Yeah, you get that nice crusty outer center.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't ever think I've seen a burnt tater tot my entire life. I don't even think they can burn. Now that I think about it.
They definitely can.
I don't believe it. No, I've never seen it. Not in my life experience.
Anyway.
Tater tots are delicious. I make it anywhere I go. I always. They are. Honestly, fries are kind of overrated. In my opinion.
Tater tots sold anywhere outside the U.S.? And are they popular outside the U.S.? That'd be a good metric to find out. Because if you can't compare the popularity internationally to French fries, then this debate's already over.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Because remember that Idaho, where the fuck it was? Idaho, Oregon thing you were talking about earlier? You know who created tater tots? Those people. Some red-blooded fucking Americans who believe in freedom.
That's who
cherry pie and tater tots.
Did you know French fries aren't cooked in France? Yeah, they're cooked in Greece.
Wow.
Yes!
We may have to agree to disagree in this one because anywhere I go, I will always order tater tots if they have them.
If they have them.
Now, if they have fries, I won't order fries. Honestly. Because fries are like 50-50 if they come out. Like, they're 50-50 coming out good or shit. It's one of the two. Tater tots are 100% going to be good every time because they're just tater. Literally, a geriatric donkey could make tater tots, and they would be delicious.
You know where the fries were delicious 100% of the time we ordered them?
Don't say B-dubs. No, soggy ass fucking fries.
No.
It's like a limp dick. It's a basket of limp dicks. That's what that's what the beat-ups fries are.
No, you know where I'm talking about. The best fries we ever had. We watched them get sliced right in front of us.
JL beers.
JL beers.
That's JL beers diff though. That's not a French fry diff. That's a JL diff. That's a straight up. I wish I could open that franchise in California.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. They sliced the potato right in front of us, put it right in the fryer, and then it went straight from the fryer into a bowl with the seasonings, and then straight from there onto our platter.
It's some good ass seasonings there too, though. That barbecue seasoning they had.
The Raging Cajun.
Put that bitch on some tater tots.
You remember their Cajun seasoning? Did you ever try that with their Cajun lime dip?
Oh yeah. I like that barbecue with the.
I ate that thing for 2 years straight.
Yeah, and I ate the barbecue ones for 2 years straight. Maybe 4 years straight.
22nd Avenue burger. That's what it was. Yeah, God. I did the Raging Cajun burger with the Cajun fries and Cajun lime dip for 2 years straight. And then I started doing the 22nd Avenue. And then do you remember they came out with the jalapeno popper?
They did, yes.
That was my go-to for the last year I was up there.
God, if we did a debate on restaurants,
cream cheese.
I'm gonna quick break from this debate.
Uh-huh.
What's the best restaurant ever?
Oh, see, there's a whole lot of metrics that go into.
No, just for you personally, what's the best restaurant you've ever had food at? Best burger place you ever had food at?
Oh, okay, so that's a different metric. Best burger place?
Yeah.
Hands down JL Beers.
Yeah.
But if you're talking all-around restaurant, you have to include dessert options and drink options. All right, so JL Beers, one hang-up or two hang-ups.
No liquor.
Were no mixed drinks and no dessert. Right? So if I'm going to talk about an all-around restaurant, it would have to be a toss-up between BJ's Brewhouse.
Oh, BJ's is so fucking good.
Yep. Or Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, Cheesecake Factory's so good too. You know what? A slight third for me.
Have to consider.
I fucking love Applebee's.
Really?
I love Applebee's. We go there like every week. If you're talking,
Bourbon Street steak is pretty good.
Oh God, and that mac and cheese shit they got. Oh, and the Fiesta Lime chicken.
Yeah.
If you want to go somewhere, not spend a ton of money and have good food and a good environment and cheap, like good cheap beer.
Food. Yeah.
Like Applebee's is the place to go.
Yeah, Applebee's is pretty good. But like
BJ's is the shit though. I love that place.
Now, but if we're gonna talk about best restaurant for a specific food item, I think that would be different. For example, like you mentioned, best restaurant with the best burger, JL Beers, right? But if you're talking like best place to go for a steak, I would say Bill's Farm in Abu Dhabi. But
I've never been there, so
it was a 2-year-old dry aged ribeye.
Whew.
That I no shit cut with a fork. I didn't use a knife at all with this thing. It was served with a giant block of garlic butter that melted over the steak as I ate it.
Eastern Europe and the Middle Eastern countries know how to make meat. When I was in Turkey, those motherfuckers can make steaks and lamb and stuff that would melt. But you'd walk past to go to the bathroom, you'd look, meat locker. No fucking door, no nothing, no sanitary. I didn't give one single shit. Did not care. They know how to make some food out there, I tell you what. And they put honey on your cheese sticks.
I miss Turkish kebabs.
God.
Where they had that big giant spitting with the heater behind it, and they just slice off pieces of that right into the wrap. And,
what's that pistachio dish they have?
The what now?
The pistachio dish. Fucking.
Who are we talking about?
Turks.
Huh?
The Turkish.
Well, I know they're famous for Turkish Delight, which is a powdered sugared gelatin thingy.
It's a dessert. Turkish dessert. Baklava. Dude, baklava.
Polish.
No, baklava is fucking Turkish.
Oh, shit. I thought that was a Polish thing this whole time. Yeah, dude. The layers and layers and layers of pastry. I've had some really good baklava.
I never thought they could put like a nut in like as a main ingredient, like pistachios as a main ingredient in a dessert, and it would be good. But it's the most delicious, like melt in your mouth fucking dessert of all
Baklava
time.
is fantastic.
God.
Yeah, I had one of my cousins make that for me once, but she was using a recipe that she found when she was traveling in Poland on a mission trip. That's why I thought it was a Polish dessert.
Well, it was made by the Ottoman Empire, which I think probably reached over there at some point. I don't know. They were huge.
It might have. I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Anyways.
So
back to the debate at hand. We'll probably agree, disagree.
I think it pretty much ran its course. We will leave it up to the viewers. So if you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment as to who you think won, the French fry or the
tater tots.
The tater tits. Yum. The tater toots. The Napoleon Dynamite shoved in his pocket.
Hell yeah, it's iconic.
The potato pills. Oh god, I can't stop burping.
Especially my tots.
It's in my tots. God.
He puts them in his fucking pocket, dude.
And then he kicks the pocket and smashes them all up.
Oh.
That movie is either the funniest movie ever or the stupidest movie ever, depending on who you watch it with.
It is. It is
100% dependent on who you watch it with.
I remember when that movie came out. We were somewhat young, I think, right?
Oh, we were
early
pre-teens.
Teens. Yes, I think I got a coloring book one year or something, but it was a Liger from Napoleon Dynamite. And it was fucking awesome. God, man. I went for Halloween or school dance or something as Napoleon Dynamite one year. We found some moon boots.
Much the coolest creature ever.
It's pretty much the coolest creature ever. You want to be my girlfriend? But yeah, we got the moon boots.
Skim milk. Is that because you think you're fat? Because you could be drinking whole milk if you wanted to.
Shut up, Tina, you fat lard.
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner.
Yeah, but we went to Goodwill, and it was a good place to get like Halloween stuff. I got the moon boots. I had the fucking glasses. I had the whole. No, I don't even know if I had pictures of that.
Did you get the red Jerry curled hair?
Oh, dude, I had it all. I was styling as Napoleon Dynamite. I tell you what.
Go for Pedro shirt.
You know the ironic part of that is, those moon boots are so fucking comfortable.
They are actually.
I used to wear them unironically after that, just for winter.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, if you're listening to the podcast via streaming platform, Spotify, Pandora, etc., toss us an email about who you thought won or lost us, and we'll pull it.
Yeah.
A statistic that I wouldn't mind is our viewers. I fucking hate statistics, but which just go listen like 4 podcasts back and every single one since, and I'll explains to you why I don't like statistics. Because they explain both sides. But I'll make an exception for our viewers. And you come by and you either drop a comment on our YouTube or toss it on our Twitch when we're live next time, or toss an email at doublefeedpodcast@gmail.com.
No caps, no spaces, no squigglies, no smiley faces.
Exactly. And you know what else you could do while you're tossing those emails to us or dropping comments in the YouTube channel? You can give us some ideas. What do you want us to debate next? What kind of get me started do you want? Have you found a really good Darwin Award that you want us to talk about?
Have you stumbled across an absolutely hilarious TikTok or Facebook video that you want us to react to? Send us those videos. We would absolutely love to watch these live and attempt to not laugh.
Now, no fucking, what's the generation under us?
Gen Z.
Yeah, no fucking Gen Z humor. You guys are not funny at all. But that millennial humor, take it. We'll take it.
Dark humor's hilarious.
But that brings us into our next point.
Jones absolutely loves farting. He cannot help but laugh at any fart-related joke.
As Larry the Cable Guy said, farts are funny.
Farts are funny.
Farts are funny. What do you want? But before we go into this next segment of You Laugh, You Lose, to our listeners, just know that we're on a bunch of different streaming services. Please toss an email about your ideas and all of that. Even how you're fucking doing. If you laughed at our podcast or anything, we'd like to know. It'd make our day a little bit better and know that you guys are listening. I know that a decent amount of people are out there listening, which is cool. We try to do this every week, honestly, because we just like to do it. Because we've been doing this for 8 years, basically, without publicizing
in some
it.
way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Yeah. And the next couple months, know that our Kickstarter for Don't Get Me Started will be out as soon as we finalize our list of categories. So once that gets closer, we'll announce on the podcast when it's on Kickstarter. And if you guys could go out and support us, and maybe we'll send you guys a game or an additional pack or something like that once it is out. But we do appreciate all of you listening on Spotify, everything but Apple Music, because they hate me. Yeah, you got anything else to say to our listeners before we go?
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you. We are spreading primarily by word of mouth, so tell your friends about us. Yeah.
You got veterans? We're veteran. I'm a veteran. He's still active, but
yep.
It's a veteran-owned, veteran broadcasted, veteran acted fucking podcast. So,
alrighty. Well, yeah. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. We will see y'all next time.
Bye. Now, for you, YouTube folks, and you, let me get these up. You Twitch folks,
the boob tubers.
This is the creme de la creme. Actually, I don't know. I think our debates are honestly probably the funniest, and our Don't Get Me Started is maybe the highlight of my time doing this. But it's time to see who loses and who gets.
That's right.
A sign.
Nope. Points. Points.
Oh,
yeah.
I was doing the sign.
Oh yeah, my sign right here.
And
oh god, this is embarrassing.
Like that.
Put your tatted arms down.
So big. So fat.
You know what they say about guys with big arms?
Small penis.
No, I mean, buy big shirts.
Oh. All right. I don't have as many as last week.
Guys with you know what they say about men with big feet?
Big shoes.
Big shoes.
All right. So, what are we gonna do? Rules this week.
Same thing. No smiling either.
No facial expression. Just fucking stone faced. Echo, if you're in the chat, anybody else in the chat, we need your help on this one.
We usually do a pretty good job of self-identifying.
Yes.
But originally it was no audible laughter. And then we moved it to no smiling with visible teeth. But that got too easy.
You were going like 1-0 games and shit.
Yeah.
Last week was a fucking bloodbath. It was like 5-4.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, so. All right.
Can you see the? Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Judges ready in chat. Judges ready on YouTube. Let me.
Right.
All right.
I gotta think about something sad real quick.
Tip of the tongue, tip of the teeth.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Red leather, yellow leather.
Yes. I already showed this one last week. I already showed this one. All right, ready?
Yeah, if you're about to show the horse farting, I've already seen that one.
Oh. Well, we're gonna watch it again.
Let's watch it anyway.
Well, we're not gonna do that one yet, but. Ready?
Oh, little kid saying something funny again. God damn it, the first one right off the get-go. What? Oh man, that's right up there with the don't cut my pickle off. Oh shit.
Little dumbass.
This kid probably heard that every day of his life.
God. Kids are hilarious.
Oh shit, I'm gonna laugh at this one.
off to a start.
I
don't know what kind of start, but it's a start.
When I turn red, say something, and I'll mix it into a song. Here we go.